Hey, what's guys? Power the Herd here, and I'm coming to you guys with a kind of sideboard options for the blue black tempo horse deck, and then I want to tell you guys how my deck did in like standard, pioneer, and modern format. From what the guy that had played it on uh, Magic the Gathering Arena did. So out of 10 matches in standard, he won 6, which is actually pretty good for like a $16 deck. That I, or well, yeah, that I kind of roughly put together. Um, and then out of 3 matches in Pioneer, he won 1, which doesn't really surprise me too much. He's Pioneer. There is a lot of other stuff that's in that format, so that doesn't really surprise me too much. Like, you only won 1. And then against Marn, he lost 2, and they were both Tron decks. So yeah, that didn't surprise me that he had lost both those. But for a $16 deck, basically winning 6 games in standard without a sideboard, that's actually really pretty good for what it is. So yeah. So a couple of sideboard cards I have here that I was just brainstorming and just kind of considering certain things. So Stern Dismissal, it's a 1 cost, and then returns target creature or enchantment to the owner's hand. So just kind of summon if there's like a Pomac card that I need to get rid of, then I can do it. Of course, it doesn't affect Dream Trawler because it basically just tap and then, protect itself unless it attacks that turn. Deny the Divine. So it's 2 generic mana, 1 blue. Counter target creature or enchantment spell. If that spell is countered this way, put it in the exile instead of putting it into a graveyard. So that's really good, especially in Stream Crawler because it exiles it. So that's another one that I could consider doing. So yeah, and then Mystical Dispute. So it's two generic mana, 1 blue. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a blue spell, and then counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. So another one that would be pretty decent. So yeah, and then Stolen by Fae. So it's X and then 2 blue. Return target creatures with convert mana cost X to its owner's hand, and then you create X 1/1 fairy creature tokens with flying. So that'd be another option, especially since I can create flying creatures. They're only 1/1s, but that'd be another option that I could do. Just do that. And then Memory Drain, 2 generic mana, 2 blue, counter target spell, scry 2. So scrying is actually really good in my deck, so that might be one that I could consider since I also scry with it. So yeah. And then Whirlwind Denial. So 2 generic mana and a blue. For each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless its controller pays 3 or pays 4. So probably another decent one that I could probably try. So yeah. And then Queen of Ice. You mainly use it for the Adventure mechanic, which would be only a sorcery. So it's one generic mana and a blue. Tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its next untap step. So it'd be another way of just kind of controlling what my opponent does. So yeah. So just another option right there. And then for the black spells, so 4 bodies, fruits. So it's 2 generic mana and a black. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So just kind of more card draw, which can be very, very quite good in my build. So I mean, losing 2 life is kind of risky, but I mean, a lot of people would do that anyway with the pay lands. So yeah. And then Epic Downfall, 1 generic mana and a black. Exile target creature with converted mana cost 3 or greater. So that's really, really quite good. And then Reeve Stole, basically same mana cost of generic 1 and then a black. And then this does target creature with power 3 or less. So, but this one, the Reeve Stole destroys the Epic Downfall exiles. So yeah. And they're both sorceries, so I had to do it on my turn. And then another Crushing Drawbridge. I explained this in my blue-black deck file, but it's basically a 2 generic mana and defender, and then tap creatures you control gain haste until end turn. So just another one that I could, use. And then sorceress Spyglass. So it's 2 generic mana. As Sorcerer's Spyglass enters the battlefield, look at your opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities in a source with the chosen name cannot be activated unless they're mana abilities. So that's actually really, really quite good. I could call like a lot of good cards with that, and basically shut them down. So this would be good against Burn, because Burn's basically my worst matchup. Because there's a Burn, or there's a red card that's actually, I think it's 2 or 3 mana, and basically whenever you cast a spell, then you get a counter on him, and then you remove 3 counters to get 3 red mana, and then it just makes him cast more stuff. So that'd be good against that. I need to get more of those. But yeah, so that's kind of basically it for this video. Just kind of sideboard cards that I was brainstorming and that our friends had suggested. So yeah. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Alright, there goes.